Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been doing well. Welcome to the first video of 2024. I really wanted to get this video out last week. I got really sick right around New Year's. Luckily it was just a bad cold and nothing more than that, but I was kind of out of commission for a while. And my voice also sounds a little bit strange because I ended up getting Invisalign, so I'm currently on my Invisalign journey, which means I do have a slight lisp because of the aligners that I'm wearing, and I do need to wear them as much as possible, so I'm trying to be really good about that. So if you do hear some voice differences, that's kind of what it is, and I wanted to explain and just apologize in advance. I'm going to try to film a few videos back to back, so I'm probably going to be wearing the same outfit. Also wanted to give you a heads up about that. So all the disclaimers out of the way, today's video is going to be about my most used handbags for 2023. And this is actually something that I started about 2 years ago. And I think if I can find last year's video, I'll post that for you guys so you can kind of compare and see. But I started a spreadsheet where I list every time I use a designer handbag. And this past year, I actually expanded that to non-designer handbags as well. Every time I would use a handbag, whether it was to run errands or maybe I would use one bag for errands during the daytime, and then if I had a date night, I would switch out that bag in the evening. Basically, every single time I used a handbag, I put it in a spreadsheet and then I tallied up all the times I used every single handbag. And this actually was very helpful for me because it really tells me which handbags I'm using the most. And honestly, I do think that it is always kind of enlightening for me to go back and look at the data every year. So I have my list here of all the bags that I've used, and again, this past year, so for 2023, that was the first time that I expanded it to every time I used any handbag. So this also includes non-designer handbags. The only thing I didn't track was generic tote bags. So if I was just going to CVS or just going to the grocery store and I just needed a tote bag to carry those things back from the store, I didn't track those. But I included Madewell, I included Uniqlo, I included other non-designer handbags in 2023's data. So here's my list. The first bag, which I used 56 times, which is kind of a lot, is actually a bag that I don't even have in my collection anymore, and it is the Chloe Woody tote in the medium size. And I did share in a video a few months ago that I ended up selling that bag. For some reason, that bag just kind of wasn't serving me anymore. Basically, I really like the style and I really like the size of it. I love an easy grab and go tote. And the reason why I had used it 56 times was because that bag was pretty much my go-to work bag, and it had been my go-to work bag pretty much since I got it a few years ago. This past year, my office has moved, and I've realized that I just need to carry a few more items with me. That bag, the medium size, just wasn't able to hold everything I needed to go to the office. In second place, the bag that I have used the second most amount of times in 2023 is this tote bag right here, and it is the Isabelle Morant tote bag in this really nice gray color. It's kind of like a gray denim material, and it has the logo in kind of this pink purple ombre, which I absolutely love. I feel like this really goes with a lot of my outfits, and this is such a great bag for weekends. You know, it's just, it can fit everything. It's huge. Here is kind of the inside. There's no pockets or anything like that. I will say it kind of can be a little bit of a hole. Luckily, the interior is a lighter color. It's white. Let me show you guys again. So you can see the interior is white. So the good thing about that, at least, is that even though my stuff can get really lost in here, at least I can find it easier than if it was a black hole. If the interior were darker, I think that would be a little bit harder to find the items I needed. So for the Isabelle Morant tote, I used that a total of 42 times in 2023. I did get that bag on sale from Nordstrom a few years ago, and I have to say it's just a really wonderful tote bag. So really big fan of that one. Coming in at third place is my trusty Gucci crossbody bag. And this one I ended up using a total of 38 times. And I would say this is definitely my go-to bag for travel. It's very flat, but it fits a ton. It fits very easily into a duffel bag as my carry-on item for the airplane. It's definitely very well loved. There's just a lot of wear and tear. So there's just a lot of darkness and discoloration at the top right here. Some of the canvas is cracking a little bit, which actually, this was how it was when I received it because I purchased it from the RealReal a few years ago, and this is basically the second bag I've had. The exact same bag. I purchased the original one in Hawaii maybe like 15 years ago, and I wore that bag to death. it was just so, it was actually probably a lot more beat up than this one was. So when I found this on the RealReal, I wanted to go ahead and replace it. And at that time, this was in better condition. So this is basically the second iteration of the same exact bag that I've had. And I do think I'm gonna need to replace it pretty soon. So here is the back again, just so you can see the discoloration. However, I have to say, for the amount of times I've used this bag is water resistant. The coated canvas is just incredibly, incredibly durable. I love this outside pocket right here where I can easily slip my phone or anything that I need really easy access to. And at the same time, it does have a zippered closure right here. And it is just deceptively big. It can really fit so much. And yeah, I have to say, I've just been such a huge fan of this bag. It is unfortunate that it's discontinued because in order to replace this bag, I'm gonna have to scour the pre-loved market. Oh wow, this part is also very discolored. I don't know if you guys can see that. So it's pretty much black over there. But yeah, I have to say this has been an excellent, excellent bag. For anyone who needs a really easy crossbody bag, I just can't recommend this bag more. So here is the Gucci Crossbody, number 3 on my list. Coming in at 4th place is a non-designer handbag, and this is the bag that has gone viral. So many people have this bag, and I totally understand why. I think this is such an easy crossbody bag. It's great for errands. It is a mini bag, but it can fit a lot. I added this little Hello Kitty pin that I got in Japan this past fall. And yeah, this is just such a wonderful, easy bag. This one I ended up using a total of 29 times last year. Here it is again, the Uniqlo Crossbody round bag. Coming in 5th place is my Prada Tote in this beautiful blue color. And I really, really love this bag. So I ended up using this bag a total of 21 times, and I think that's because I took it on a bunch of trips last year. I took it to Europe, and it was just a really great everyday tote for my European trip. I wore it to the point where the handles were totally fraying, and you can see a little bit of fraying here, but it was really, really bad over the summer. And so I ended up taking it back to Prada to get repaired. And if you have a Prada tote like this, and you do have the handles in raffia that are really, really frayed, they can most likely fix it for you. And I will say this looks so much better. It doesn't look brand new, and they did tell me when I handed it in for repair that it wouldn't look brand new, but they would improve the look of the wear, I guess, like improve the fraying. And I do think they definitely did that. I will have to say though, I have mixed feelings about this bag. I do not think it's worth the money. This bag is ridiculously expensive for what it is. It's basically just raffia. There's no leather. I did use a gift card, so that kind of like helped me when I purchased this bag, just because I didn't actually spend any of my own money, if that makes sense. And gift cards, I have a love-hate relationship with them because they're one of those things where it's kind of like they're no value to you if you don't actually use it, but there's also no monetary value because it's not like you can store it in the bank. It's not earning interest or anything like that. So in that sense, I feel good that I was able to use a gift card for this bag, but I have to say, I don't think it's worth the money, especially considering that I had to send it in for repair. Luckily, I wasn't charged for the repair because when I sent it in, it was still less than a year old, which also goes to show you that having a bag for less than a year and it needing to be repaired like that is probably not a good sign. I also had kind of a negative experience with Prada because very first time I went to take it into the store, and I took it into the Prada boutique that's within Neiman Marcus within San Francisco, which is exactly where I purchased this bag in August of 2022. And the first sales associate was like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. And I was kind of like, that really sucks because I've had this bag for less than a year at that point when I wanted to get it repaired. And it just seemed like negative customer service. So then a few months after that, I went to Las Vegas and I was just wandering the Prada store and I showed them photos of the handle and I asked them, you know, they were telling me that they couldn't repair this. And then I talked to a different sales associate who was so nice. He's like, I don't think that's true. He had me send him the photos and then he reached out to the repair lab directly and then texted me back and was like, actually, they can repair it for you. So I would take it back to the Neiman Marcus in San Francisco and see what they can do. So then I went back to the Neiman Marcus in San Francisco, actually got a manager this time, and they were able to take the bag in, and she apologized for my earlier situation. So then I was able to get the bag repaired. 6 weeks later, sorry, this is kind of a side note. I wanted to just tell you guys this really quickly because this isn't going to be long enough to actually dedicate an entire video to this repair story. I went back in and I got the bag, and I didn't take any photos of this, unfortunately, because I was just so shocked. The handles were repaired, but there was like black stuff all over it. And it was like, it just looked like there was like black dirt or something all over the handles. And I was like, I can't accept this bag. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't mean to sound entitled, but you took this bag in for repair and you did fix it. I'm happy with the way the handles look now, but there's black stuff all over it. And so I didn't accept the bag, and then they had to send it in for repair again. And then I got a text like 3 weeks later saying, so the repair lab can't fix it because the handles came like that. And I was very upset by that because the handles were definitely frayed, but they were not discolored. So then I had to like go back to the store, and basically what the sales associates at the store did was they basically tried to like clean the bag for me, and they did a pretty good job because you really can't see the black marks anymore. But this whole situation basically left a really, really bad taste in my mouth with the Prada repair team. And as much as I love the brand, and there are definitely styles from Prada that I really, really like, I just don't know if I can continue to justify purchasing from Prada anymore. Again, maybe I'll eat my words, like maybe they'll come out with a style that I absolutely adore, but this whole situation has left a really bad taste in my mouth. And I don't know, I would just say be very cautious with Prada repair, because I personally did not have a great experience. This is just hard because I really love this bag. I love the color. I love the aesthetics of it. I love how much it can fit. I love that it's great for travel. It's a great beach bag, pool bag, errands bag, farmer's market bag. Like there's a lot of places in which I can take this bag, and I just really, really love it. But I have to say the major cons are the repair situation and then the price. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, sorry for the Prada tangent, but again, I just wanted to explain the story because it's just not going to be long enough to fit into a separate video. But let's move on to the list. So coming in at number 6 of my most used bags for 2023 is this Marc Jacobs Traveler Tote, and I absolutely love this bag. This bag actually has kind of become my default work bag because it fits so much more than the Chloe Woody tote did. And remember, I had the medium size. If I had the large size, maybe it might be slightly different. It can fit everything I need for work, and I can carry my lunch, and there is still room to spare, and I can kind of fit, my extra hat or a light jacket. It's very, very spacious. It's very comfortable, and it is a nice bag, but it's not so nice that I feel self-conscious carrying it around. I did add this little Hello Kitty charm, as you can see, and that's been kind of fun too. So this has basically replaced my Chloe Woody tote as my everyday work bag, and in 2023, I have used this a total of 18 times. So I think I got rid of the Chloe Woody tote in Q4, so only a few months before the end of the year. So already I had kind of been using this a lot more, and I definitely foresee this being a bag that I use a lot this year. I do have my eye on another bag that I kind of wanted for work, but I'm not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger on it. So this is probably going to be one of my most used bags for this year as well, as long as I continue to use it for work. So coming in at number 7 on the list is the Loewe puzzle bag, and this is in the small size. This is the old version. It does have the feet, it does have the wider strap, and it just looks a lot different than the new model that they have come out with. And I really love this bag. I love this pop of color. I love how much it can fit. This has just been like such a really, really wonderful bag. And this bag I ended up using a total of 13 times last year. Number 8 on my list is a bag that I also don't have in my collection anymore, and it is the Marc Jacobs Director Tote. I did sell that the same time that I sold the Chloe Woody tote, and I think I sold it to Fashionphile. That bag was kind of my backup work bag, so just because of the grained leather and just kind of how durable that bag was the bag that I used to take to work on the days where it was raining or we had bad weather, and I didn't want to use the Chloe Woody tote just because the Chloe Woody tote was like open with no closure, and it was also made out of canvas, and it just wouldn't be good for rain. So the Marc Jacobs Director Tote, I thought it was a great bag. I really loved how durable it was, and it definitely fit a similar amount to the Chloe Woody tote. I think I have a video on that, so I will link to that in case you were interested. But that bag I used a total of 12 times last year. Coming in at number 9 is the Louis Vuitton Eye Care, and this is definitely a travel bag. My favorite part about this bag is the little trolley sleeve right here, where you can stick this bag on top of a roller or suitcase, and it stays very secure, and you can kind of zip through the airport like that. I will say it's a little bit small for bigger trips. For longer airplane rides, I just really need to carry more with me, and so I have a different duffel bag I use. But for shorter trips, if I'm going, anywhere up and down the West Coast or any flights that are like less than 2 hours, this is a really great bag to carry. It fits my laptop, it fits like any magazines, iPads. It also fits the Gucci Crossbody very nicely. So it fits really nicely within this, and it hardly takes up any room, which is great. And then it has this easy access front pocket right here where I can keep my wallet, boarding pass, phone, all that good stuff. So this is a really, really great travel bag for shorter trips. So the LV eye care, I used a total of 9 times last year. So in 10th place, I actually have 2 bags because they tied, and so I thought I would just show you both of them. And these are 2 bags that I used a total of 8 times each. So they are tied for 10th place. And the first is the Mini Evelyn, which is in this beautiful, beautiful pink color. And I just love this so much. Look at this pop of color. It's so cute. I did get a Samorga organizer for it, and I try to match the color a little bit so you guys can see that. And it fits perfectly within here. I will say I love this bag. I do think it's a little small for me personally. Like, I find myself wanting to carry a little bit more, but on days where I don't need to carry much, I think that this is such a cute bag, and I just love the color. So the color for me on this bag is pretty much everything. And then here is the Nikki bag, again tied with the Hermes Evelyn for a total of 8 uses last year. And it's in this beautiful matte beige color, which I really love. I love the combination of this matte beige with this kind of brassy hardware. I don't know, I think it's such a good combination. I also really think that this is such a good practical everyday bag. I personally just really love a shoulder bag. I think a shoulder bag is probably my most preferred way to carry a bag. Crossbody is probably second place depending on the style of bag, but I just really love a good shoulder bag. I love the fact that it has this outside pocket right here where you can put your phone in, and it goes pretty deep too. It kind of takes up the entire space of the bag, which is really, really nice. And it's also really good for travel because it can fit a lot. So again, with the Nikki, this was a total of 8 times in 2023. So those are my most used bags of 2023, and I had a total of 11 bags for you. This is a piece of data which I find to be really, really interesting. So there are 365 days in a year, obviously. If you add up every single time I use this bag, so the Woody bag 56 times, the Isabelle Morant bag 42 times, on and on and on, these 11 bags, I used a total of 254 times. That is a good number for me. I feel very happy with the amount of times that I'm using bags. I do have a lot more bags, and they're definitely bags that I only used once or twice last year. But I also understand that I have a really large collection, and I certainly don't need that many bags. But as you guys know, and if you're here on this channel too, you know that I love handbags, and it's just a hobby that brings me joy. So yes, I could survive on 11 handbags. Do I have that many? No, I have a lot more than that. I don't even know how many I have. I think it's in the 30 to 40 range. So 254 times, I think that's really, really good. I think I'm definitely consistently using bags a lot. Obviously, there are bags that I could use more, but I don't go to, more than a few special occasions per year. So there are certain bags, especially the fancier bags, that just aren't going to get a lot of wear out throughout the course of the year. This is just a purely data-driven project. I just want to go back and see exactly how many times I've used each bag. So I hope you found this video helpful. I personally love doing this video because I just love going back and looking at the data. Maybe I'm just a total nerd like that. That's pretty much it for this video. I have already started my 2024 spreadsheet, and I am religiously tracking every single time I use a handbag. So I will definitely bring this video back for next year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe to my channel, I would really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.